Hello, everyone. Welcome to join the AI Summit of CSA Q1 2025. My topic is the top AI and AI security chains to watch in 2025. I'm Ken Wang, a little bit about myself. I regard myself as a AI researcher and a book author. I wrote several books, including the AI. So the book that listed here is more relevant to AI. The middle two book is more from the AI business opportunity and the management as a chief AI officer. And the book on the left, the practical guide for AI engineer, is more for people who would like to using the code to develop AI applications, including agentic AI applications. And then the main focus actually is the generative AI security. That's really dear and near to my heart, which I have been working with the different authors to publish this book early last year. I'm CEO of a distributed apps AI and co-chair two CSA AI safety working groups. I also help the OWASP top 10 on the LLM applications. I recorded the instruction course for the EC console for general AI security. So I will talk about 5 AI chains we need to watch this year. The first chain is really the new scaling law is happening now. The old scaling law for the AI is really scale on the data, the computational power, and the model parameters. That has been proved that there's a diminished return. So new scaling law is really focused on the multiple turn reasoning in the training data set and also the test time compute. I have a whole article on this on the Cloud Security Alliance blog. I will not go very deep into it, but this is really during the reasoning time, the inference engine will do multiple search and reasoning to find the best result in the reasoning. And also mixture of expert optimize the training and the reasoning. That's is also takes the shape, especially if you don't have a lot of GPUs, you have to fine-tuning your parameters, hyperparameters for the optimized training and the reasoning. So this is a new scaling law. What you see in this picture, someone has, that's not my picture, but I think it's a good picture here, is after the '01, the new scaling law is really during the influence time. The previous scaling law is during the training time. So this is what we can see as a one trend. Another trend is what Microsoft CEO said, software service is doomed. He has some reasons. The main reason is previously the software service or the business logic, the workflow is programmed using the program language, like kind of hard coded, if you want to say, into the program language itself. And to replace it is everyone is talking about AI agent, including Microsoft, Google, Amazon, NVIDIA, OpenAI, and Anthropic, all these top companies, AI companies, they're all talking about this AI agent. So 2025, this year, is AI agent year. Um, uh, Regardless of the other possibilities, AI agent will be one of the top, right? But there will be some security issues. In order to understanding the security issue and how to build the AI agent, I have proposed a 7-layer architecture for AI agent. The first layer is really the foundation model. If you want to build your AI agent, you need to decide which foundation model you use. If you want to use the frontier model or open source model, or if you want to using some small model just for your own application, right? And also the layer two is really the data operation. How do you treat your retrieval augmented generation data pipelines? How do you create index? How do you embedding data? How do you actually monitoring and maybe to reevaluate the result from the pipeline to get the best result from the pipeline. So this is the data operation, and then you can choose a agent framework, AutoGenes, Crew AI. There's a lot of frameworks there. You can choose one or LangGraph, or you can using some simple agent like OpenAI Swarm. It's a simple agent. Hugging Face, small agent. It's also simplistic. There's a lot of agent framework. It's you can decide. Each agent framework may have some of the security complications that you have to deal with. With OWASP, we're currently working on some of threat modeling based on the different agent framework, and also provide some of the secure, insecure code. Then you have the deployment infrastructure, where you deploy your agent, right? On-prem, on the cloud, GPU cloud. So, and how are they secured, right? Do you using Kubernetes or using Docker? And how do you configure it? So that's also security. And then you always have to evaluation, perform the observability, right? That's is very tough, but it has to be done. And security and compliance is layer 6, but it's also in each layer you do have the security and compliance. The reason why putting the layer 6 is to see how important it is, and it's also use some of the functionalities from the different layer. So we put it here, and then we have the agent ecosystem, which kind of talking about the marketplace for the agent. How do you agent register, like a tool registry or agent registry, right? And how do you pricing it, and what's the security implication? So this is also the SaaS is the end. Potentially it's not very fast, all right? But even using the agent, you still need to consider all these layers. And physical AI is certainly is a talk on the CES, the recent CES event, and Jason Wang talking about the from the generative AI to agentic AI to physical AI. Physical AI since 2024 is actually a good deal. There's lots of innovation happening in the humanoid robot, and also in the glass. Mark Zuckerberg in this interview talking about the glass are going to be the next major computing platform, right? And there's a different form factors. We don't know which form factor where eventually we could be glass, but most probably it could be a humanoid robot, which is general purpose. Instead of just doing the vacuum, it may have more. It can do the kitchen, do the dish, and maybe cleaning your other stuff, right? So this is a general purpose computing environment for the humanoid. It's happening, especially the company like NVIDIA have the what is called the Cosmos platform for people to train, and then in the virtual environment, or what is so-called the digital twin, to simulate, and then after it's simulate trained, put in the real world, right? And you can see also the spatial intelligence, the FIFAD's water lab is trying to create a new world model. If you look at the transformer, it's a text-based world model. Now, like if you have this video, image, audio, then you have multimodality. world, right? So next $1 trillion cap company could potentially be a humanoid robot. When it may be in 5 years or longer, but it is certainly, if you want to be now the top trillion, like 3 trillion, right? It's NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft. It's 35.5 trillion. If they want to double or triple their size, they have to working on the humanoid robot. So the AI trained for is really who are going to build all this. That's the rise of AI engineer, right? AI engineer will become a critical role in 2025. They will need to build this AI system, especially the agentic AI system that require deep generative AI and also using the non-code or uh, like little code tool to build the system, but you basically have to have a good prompting skill and also programming skill, right? Because you have to troubleshooting the current state of the art for the tool, especially the code gen tool, is still cannot like build a very complex system. You still need the debugging skill, right? So that's as important. We see that global demand surge for the AI engineer. So need a continuous learning. We wrote this book as a reference. You can take a look. The final change is AI safety and security. In the previous years, since the ChatGPT happened in 2022 November, people talking more about the AI safety, less on the AI security. But we do believe AI security is the immediate need, right? So currently, the AI safety is overhyped. AI security is underhyped. AI safety is more focused on the like a chemical, biological, nuclear network threat from the model or physical harm or some aspect of the AI doomsday theory. So this is important, but from the literature, from the industry perspective, there's too much focus on this one. That's actually hindering the innovation and also the focus on the AI security. That's why we wrote this book, Generative AI Security book, not AI safety book, right? And we're talking about the data security, model security, supply chain management, agentic AI security. We also talk about supply chain, right? And vulnerability management, all this. So you can take a look, but eventually this year, the folks were coming back to AI security, because if you really want to build your AI applications, you need make sure the AI security. The security is really focused on the CIA or confidentiality, integrity, and availability aspect of your AI system. That is applicable to most AI applications, especially like if you regulated in healthcare, in financial industry. So there's some AI security initiatives for this so-called AI transformation that's happening. One is each company really should look at their security program to see, because of generative AI, is the current security program, which including the security policy, including the procedures and the process, is still applicable. Do you need to revise it, augment it? Right, where we do like provide some of the service to our customer to help them to revise their security program. But you certainly you need to look at your current security program, look at the non-deterministic nature of generative AI to see if there's anything need to be augmented. At the Cloud Security Alliance, we have the AI Organization Responsibility Working Group. We published 3 white papers. One is the the core security. We look at the model security, data security, and also the vulnerability management, right? And to see what organization responsibility should be. We look at how can we measure the responsibility? How can we define a RACI model, right? And how we can continue monitoring it, and what kind of guardrail or what kind of regulatory foundations can be applicable. So we have this white paper published in April 2024, and then in November 2024, we published another uh, white paper is called the Governance, Risk Management, Compliance, and Culture Aspect, or GRC part of it. And our final white paper from the last year, it's not listed here, but it will be published by 29th this month, is the organizational responsibility for the applications and supply chain and all the tools. So that is more relevant for the organization who really want to build its applications. It is OWASP Top 10. We have recently released the 2025 version of it. I will not really go too deep into it because it will take time. I maybe just using one as an example. Prompt injection is the top one. It's for a reason, because the model itself has this kind of feature called the prompt injection, kind of like hallucination. That's it's the feature. Whenever you ask some questions, it will answer it in a way trying to please you, right? There is some guardrail. So prompt injection is really when the user give the model a prompt that eventually the response will kind of in failure mode. What is in machine ML term is the failure mode, meaning that it should not produce, right? It may have some security guardrail, it just escaped. So this is it is a model level. It's really hard, right, to deal with it. It's more like on the application level, because at the model level, it's always probabilistic. It's non-deterministic, right? Eventually, people always have the way to prompt injection of the model, right? Although the model builder or provider need make sure have sufficient security guardrail at model level, but it's not sufficient. You have to have on the model, like in the prompt input, output, all right, in both, and also at the model level. But mostly, if you're building your own applications, you need to make sure the input validation and the output validation as well. You can never trust the model output. So this is one example. And so maybe, yeah, the other trend that what I'm talking about is agent AI security, right? Because agentic AI is this year's main AI development, because agent can help application to be grounded using retrieval augmented generation, or it has the reasoning. Like if we were talking about agent, it has a reasoning capability, it has a tool to use, at least a tool, it has a memory that will record what happened, right? It can do the planning, and it has a reflection. So this usually is agent. It has autonomy. But what about security? What about the agent-to-agent communication? Can someone kind of agent in the middle or man in the middle attack, right? Or what about the access control? So all this is some top issues that CSA, Cross Security Alliance, also writing the white paper. There's a different initiative from industry, from community, including also OWASP is working on that. So this could be top trains in this year. And the retrieval augmented generation security, I need to specifically mention it, is uh, because it's widely used now. Even without using agent, people also using retrieval augmented generation. It has a vector database. The main reason you need to use RAG is model itself has static weights, and it does not know the new private data. It does not know the most recent data. So you need the retrieval augmented generation. Basic idea is you retrieve what from the vector database of ground truth, and you augment it with your prompt. You give it to the model to generate, and once you generate the response, you validate it, right, to see it's still grounded. So this is a typical way to deal with the non-deterministic nature of generative AI. And the AI red teaming is, from what we see, is most companies still using the internal red teaming effort to testing the AI applications. In 2025, we will see people, especially the regulated industry, will seek the third-party input in terms of red teaming. So the idea of red teaming is really to pen testing your AI applications. So it's not just testing the model. It will testing the whole application, right, or system using different techniques for prompt engineering, also using the risk management framework or NIST IMF framework to deal with to test each layers. If you recall, we have 7 layers for the agentic AI. Like if you test AI, right? So you have to test each layer to make sure there's no vulnerability. Because if there's vulnerability, it could be just in one layer, the whole system can break down, right? If you have the problem with access into your vector database, for example, your vector database has HR data, has ERP data, has CIM data. If you put them all together, you get more insight, of course, which is good. But if you don't have access control, the employee A have access to employee B's salary data, so which is not good, right? And that happened actually. People trying to using Copilot to ingest all the data, right, to a semantic kernel, and then the data access control violation happen. So that's why you need a red teaming it before you put things in the wild. And zero trust, actually, we have another panel talking about zero trust and AI in this CSA summit. But briefly, the idea of zero trust and AI is very aligned. We do not trust anything from the model, right? So it's a zero trust, always verify, right? So the principle is the same, and there is potential using of zero trust in the AI training pipelines, also data pipelines. If you want to make sure that all the data you get, you need to make sure it's trusted. You always have to validate it, right? You validate the provenance of data. You need to validate the signature of data, right? You need in the pipeline, you need also validate if the pipeline has to be changed in the training pipeline, right? Also, in terms of inference time, you need to make sure the architecture is solid. You make sure only the people who has access to it can deploy the inference mode, for example, right? So zero trust principle apply to the AI workload. That's the one key point. And then AI workload can potentially help a zero trust as well. Example like to uh, reduce the deep fake. Like if you have the user provisioning system, trying to provision user into your IT system, previously you may not need the uh, kind of manual workflow, right? You can have an automated workflow. You just look at the facial recognition or some video, but those can be deep faked. And how you enhance your current user provisioning system to make sure that the deep fake can be identified, potentially using AI to fight the deep fake, right? That's one example. Right? Another example is actually the AI agent can be used to for the when you log in certain system, it has a capture. So you have to you use some of the combination of the keystrokes or click to make sure that is a human. But AI agent can recognize the capture, can do the same thing, right? So how you can deal with that, right? So that's also in the after maybe this few years, capture will out of dated. We have to using some other new ways to do the capture. And if you are not happy with capture in the past, it's always not so convenient to use. I think there will be some new opportunities for the alternative ways to do the verification. So this is the AI security change. So key takeaway. So what I think is AI transformations here. We have a new scaling law. We have the agent. We have the physical AI, right? So this we're in the inflection point that generative AI is actually take shape in 2024, 2025. 2024 is still the pilot stage. Now we're actually in the implementation in 2025. And but security is the paramount. It's the top priority. Although AI safety is important, for now it's the security. Once the model get to the super AGI level, right? Uh, then we certainly need to look at more on the safety, or even at the AGI level. We're not there yet, right? And one thing is cyber staff or cybersecurity staff do need the generative AI knowledge in this new area. If you like what I'm talking about and want to know more about the topic, I constantly post in the LinkedIn. You can connect me in the LinkedIn. Ken18 is my LinkedIn ID. And yeah, thank you everyone for listening into this keynote. Take care.